Hi guys, my name is Rob, and today I will be teaching you about ionic bonding and how to form formulas with polyatomic ions. Well, what are polyatomic ions? Polyatomic means many atoms, so a polyatomic ion would be an ion made of more than one atom. Let's look at sulfate, for example. Sulfate has one atom of sulfur and four atoms of oxygen, which would make it a polyatomic ion because it has more than one atom. How do you write formulas with polyatomic ions? Well, never change the formula of the ion. So sulfate will always be SO4 and never S2O8. And remember, you have to balance the charges. For example, sodium sulfate. Sodium is Na plus 1, whereas sulfate is SO4 minus 2. To balance the charges to become neutral, we have to make Na have a plus 2 charge, which would yield an answer of Na2SO4 being balanced. How do I know when to add parentheses? So what's the difference between CaOH2 with parentheses and CaOH2? Well, CaOH2 with parentheses means that two OH minus ions have bonded with one Ca plus 2 ion, making the charges neutral. CaOH2 means that two H plus ions have bonded with one minus 2 O ion and one Ca plus 2 ion, not making the charges neutral. How do you write formulas for polyatomic ions? Can barium sulfate, Ba3PO4 be written as Ba3PO4 without parentheses? Well, no. Ba3PO4 with parentheses means that two PO4 minus 3 ions have bonded with three Ba3 plus ions. Ba3PO4 means that three Ba3 plus ions have bonded with one P minus 3 ions and 42 O minus 2 ions. That is not neutral, and it would be very negative. How to write formulas for acids? An acid has a hydrogen ion. That has a plus 1 charge and is always bonded to a negative ion. For example, carbonic acid. Carbonic, remember, the suffix ic goes to ate, so carbonic goes to carbonate. And carbonate is CO3 with a minus 2 charge. Remember, you also have H+, so when looking at H+ and CO3 minus 2, we have to balance the charges. So let's have two H plus ions, which would be a negative 2 and a positive 2, which would yield an answer of H2CO3 being neutral. Now, we're going to write formulas for the following compounds. Question 1. Lithium acetate. A lithium ion is Li with a plus 1 charge. An acetate ion is C2H3O2 with a minus 1 charge. Let's see if we can balance the charges. Well, we have negative 1 and positive 1, which is 0, which is neutral. So the answer would just be LiC2H3O2 being neutral. Question 2. Sodium phosphate. A sodium ion is Na with a plus 1 charge, whereas a phosphate ion is PO4 with a minus 3 charge. If we have a plus 1 and a negative 3, we do not get 0, which is not neutral. So therefore, we use 3 Na plus 1 ions so we can have a neutral charge, yielding an answer of Na3PO4. Question 3. Magnesium hydroxide. A magnesium ion is Mg with a plus 2 charge. A hydroxide ion is OH minus 1. So let's see if the charges are balanced. If we have plus 2 and minus 1, we get a negative 1 charge, which is not balanced. So we would use two OH minus 1 ions so we could have a 0, which would give us a neutral charge. So remember, our answer would be MgOH2, but with parentheses, meaning that OH as an ion has a negative 1 charge and that we need 2 of it to balance with the plus 2 charge of magnesium.